What's up, sippers? Welcome back to another cup of conversation,
where we have conversations worth having.
I am your host, T.
And I'm your girl, Coco.
And welcome to episode 92.
92.
I realized why we was mixed
coming
up last
now,
time.
Coming through.
Okay.
Why we was mixed up?
Because we said the wrong episode at the wrong numbers. We had switched up the numbers.
Oh, so he had it right based on what we said.
Based on what we said. Okay. Yeah. I think we right today. It's 92. We're getting closer to 100. I think I tried to map it out, and 100 is going to be at the top of February. Keep that in mind.
Love month.
And Black History Month. Amen.
Oh, yeah. And
Amen.
Black History Month.
I just got something else I'm going to say. We need to have a meeting outside here.
Okay.
But let's start off how we started. How you feeling? How you dealing?
I'm feeling good. I'm still on the high from Thanksgiving. I had a beautiful, beautiful time.
It looked like it was fun.
We had, it was just so good.
And if I didn't sleep so long, I was going to come over there, but I slept till 10 o'clock. I should have came anyway.
I was about to say, we didn't go to bed every night until probably 2, 3 in the morning, every night. So you probably should have came. And then we ate so good, y'all. We ate, not only was our Thanksgiving food so good, real, real good. I made, for Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, we do appetizers, so I made a brisket queso.
Okay, you've been tapping in your HEB book.
And that's where the brisket came from, the cooked brisket they be having.
They make some pretty good brisket up there.
Yes. So I made that and that was good. But then we just ate so good. Thanksgiving dinner was so good. Everybody did their big one. And then after Thanksgiving, my sister made a gumbo. It was just, they fried fish. We just kept the party going every day. And then,
man, shout out HEB.
Yes. No, for real.
Shout out HEB. They bring families together. They keep it cooking up in them up. I know y'all had everything.
I'm just getting mad thinking that it's not going to be that way when I get home today. But
you want to live like that?
Yeah. Well, no. To be honest, no. Because
could you live in a compound cul-de-sac with your family Boosie and them do?
I could definitely do that. I think my family is a great candidate for something like that because we don't have no problem. Most people I can't live. We don't really be having no beef or no strife.
We don't either. Ain't no family fights, but I think as long as everybody got their own living quarters.
Oh, yeah.
And we ain't all in one big old, you know how some people try to make one big old mansion, 32 bedrooms. We don't need to do 32 bedrooms. Yeah. Let's do 6 different houses.
Yeah. I think I think my family will be good for that. But yeah, I had a good time. I'm dealing with it by just keeping going because in the next 2 weeks now, we down to 2 weeks, we'll be on doing Christmas break. My family, not really. I like to give my husband Christmas because he be with my family on Thanksgiving. So we gonna be with his family on Christmas.
Yay, smile about it.
I'm excited though because they already been texting me hey, we doing this. They do a white elephant type of thing. So I'm excited.
They inspired by how you how y'all been putting together games and days and different things actually, have they been trying to implement stuff like that? Or
actually, his family has always done it.
Okay,
they have. If anything, I'll be honest and say they have inspired us, and I think my family didn't incorporate it until me and Carrie got together for real. Because before me and Carrie got together, my family didn't really.
We just link up regular Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and my mama's family so small, it didn't happen. So I think seeing how his family did things, they have a family reunion every year for Memorial Day. It's called a Good Times Roll, and the Good Times be rolling. So we kind of took us back a page out of their book. That's so Louisiana. Actually. Yes.
That is so Louisiana. That is what they do. I had a friend from New Orleans when I was in high school, and I loved hanging with her family. I'm talking about, baby, it's time. Every time. They know how to theme. They know how to come together. They gon' cook. They gon' cook. I don't want to talk about food right now.
Right.
Anyway.
So how you
talk
feeling?
About no food right now.
Obviously not food.
I'm feeling hungry. I've been, y'all, since the 1st of December, I've been on a fast. Liquids, no solids. I've been doing broth, smoothies.
That's good.
And, protein shakes like Ensure and the Pediasure shits. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that. It's been a long journey.
So what's the goal?
It was two things. It was to give my body a break just from all the hormones and stuff that we put in with the meat and the processing and all that. Give my body a break from all that. And two, just get honed in with dedication and like to my, I figured this would trickle, discipline. This will trickle over into other areas. I've been picking like time to study my Bible, picking time to clean out my closet, just things that have needed to be done over the time. I'm starting to do while I'm on this fast, and I'm just kind of trying to teach myself some discipline. Plus, Bub out of town again working, so I'm home alone again, and I'm starting to get used to learning how to work and navigate when I have the time to myself. So when I have some time to myself, it's real good. I can pour into myself more. Not saying I don't do that when he's around, but like you said last episode, women can get distracted by men sometimes. And sometimes I be distracted, don't even realize I'm distracted.
And they don't get distracted by us either.
No, not really. Because he get up and I'm telling you, when he at the house, he get up and run to the stove, run here, run there. I don't be wanting to do nothing but sit up under his ass.
Right.
Like, so yeah, I guess I can see that. I can see
That's
that.
True.
But to our second segment, we're going to call this What I Said Was, just to like warm the people up from the main topic and giving them something that they might have missed or something that we need to elaborate on. So this segment called What I Said Was, I'm basically going to give y'all a piece from the last episode, and then I'm going to tell y'all what I meant by that. Because sometimes we get on these mics, I know me personally, I can't speak for you, and I'll watch it back because I always have to watch it back after we do the editing and stuff. And I'm like, damn, I said what I needed to say, but I should have said or what I meant to say. So, and that's another, I was fun to say, people think you can get on these podcast mics and just everything gonna come up. That's exactly how you typed it on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It don't happen like that. So, something from the last episode. I don't know if y'all seen this part. This part was exclusive on Patreon. If y'all haven't seen it yet, take a time, pause this for a second, go to Patreon, subscribe to the Patreon, add us as a friend on there. It's free for right now, and that's where we will be posting our exclusive content, and this comes from there. So what I said was, you should always be striving for something. And when I said that, and when I listened to it, I was like, that sound like the rat race we talking about Americans should not be in. But what I meant was, it doesn't always have to be like a physical strive. It doesn't have to always be like something. If you're at peace where you are, amen to you. That is beautiful. You don't have the noise in your head. You don't have somebody, telling you need to be doing more or whatever. If you have that, that's great. But I know you probably still working on eating better. Because like we said, about being in a relationship, it's a day-to-day choice. Every day, and we were talking about our spirituality, it's a day-to-day choice to wake up. It's a moment-to-moment choice. So that's something that you working at moment to moment. That's what I meant by that. I didn't mean you should always be chasing a dream, like don't ever get up, don't sit down, the hustle, don't sleep, no. Take time for yourself, do whatever is necessary. But when you feel up to it, work on yourself, work on what needs to be worked on. Don't forget the end goal, because nobody's perfect, and we ain't gonna make it to perfect in this lifetime. But just keep on striving for better. Right. Do you have a what you meant was, or you?
I said what I said, basically, and we're gonna have to get into it again. But I agree. You don't have to always be working on something, and I think that's kind of what I was saying too in the episode. Like, I don't think you always have to be working on something, but life itself is doing something. Right. Like just living is doing something. And so I think to piggyback on what T is saying right now is making sure you're living. Right. Whatever that means to you. Whatever living looks like to you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So for the main topic, we're going to get into the sentiments of our Patreon episode. Again, if y'all missed that, go back. Pause this here, go back and check that out. And I want to say we got to this from Coco saying that she can take, or she was allotted to take 3 months off and just not worry about the hustle and bustle.
Actually, it wasn't 3 months when I went back. From February to December is how many months?
February to December? Wait. December to February or February to December?
February to December.
Okay,
I closed the shop in February. I didn't get a job until I was
about to say,
in
because
December.
December to February is about 3 months. But if we talk
February
to December, that's what? 10?
Yeah, probably so.
10? Well, look, again.
Does that make it even worse?
Yes, that does, actually. That actually makes it way worse. Like I was saying, I did a little research too behind it, because I was trying to make sure what I said was right about the 63% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, so that's not an option for a lot of people. But before we dive into that, we're going to start with what I feel like is an important way to start is your upbringing. If y'all been following us for a while, y'all should kind of know how we been brought up by now. 9 to 5 parent, entrepreneur parent. So how do you feel like your upbringing shaped what you believe responsible is when it comes to work and jobs and leaving jobs or the lack thereof a job?
So I will say my upbringing plays a lot into how I think. And I think that that's gonna go for everybody. And
whether you realize it or not.
Whether you realize it or not, because for instance, my parents, of course, were entrepreneurs. However, when I seen my parents be entrepreneurs, my initial thought when I was still a child was, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna get a regular career because I don't want to be an entrepreneur, because I don't want to have to figure out where my money gonna come from. I want to know where my money gonna come from. And then life happened. I ended up marrying a serial entrepreneur, and my ideology kind of changed about it, and I took a leap of faith and I became an entrepreneur. So I think that as far as my upbringing though, my upbringing was very much motivational, very much you can do anything you put your mind to on a consistent basis. I can vividly remember my mom and my daddy. I almost want to say before we went to school every day, like that was one of the things they told us, like you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to like all of that motivational stuff that we hear online and be like my parents told us that all the time. Like you don't have to do what nobody tell you to do, as far as like if you don't feel comfortable, like you can always explore whatever. So and they were those type of people. So I think that plays a lot on the mindset that I have, and thinking about the conversation that this stemmed from. And then like I was talking to my mentor on the way while I was doing my makeup, and I was talking to her about it. I was like, what's your thoughts on this? Because these are my thoughts, and this was kind of what we talked about. And it goes back to your mindset, like how it was structured, like how you think about
so
stuff.
So let's think about the mindset of, because we can only speak about the community we know about. We can't say what happened in the white community, the Asian community, that is our community and the Black community. Do you think that they have majority of people with the mindset that I can do whatever I want, or majority of people with the mindset that I got to do what I can do?
The latter part.
Okay, because I that's how I feel like, and I don't want to sound like one of them people that be like, it's in our DNA since slavery. You know what I mean? Like that's just, but it is. It really is, like, for a lot of us to think so. Again, like I was telling you, you're privileged to have parents that have said things like that to you, because my parents, on the other hand, were so Southern to almost like a fault. Like, do what you need to do. The only time I got that kind of encouragement was in sports. Right. You can do whatever you want to do. You know, you can if you work hard enough, you can play. Yeah, you can play, but if you can be on varsity if you did X, Y, and Z, and that's what I did. I made varsity freshman year. I did things like that. So like, that's where I applied that. I didn't apply that in life as a whole.
But what if you would have?
What if I would have? I probably would have had the mindset that, okay, I don't always got to be dependent on something. Like, but since I wasn't, my dependent was, it'll depend if you're going to be on varsity. It'll depend if you're going to run at this track meet. It'll depend. What you do right here is going to depend on this. I don't think a lot of people have that mindset, because I can think of 5, 6 people on my hands right now that I went to school with that are doing the same thing their parents doing. working a 9 to 5. Like, I'm talking about in the same line of succession. It's like D1, he worked at the same kind of thing with his daddy. I know a lot of people who do they follow the steps of command. And while it's a thought, and you see he do his clothing brand and stuff, it's a thought to venture out. We always got to stay with that secure side. Like, it's always that side. So what kind of steps do you think we need to make as a community as a whole to not have that mindset no more? Like, weed that mindset out.
It's not for everybody to have that mindset. That's just the bottom line.
So we need some workers.
Yeah, you need some workers, and not even that. Ultimately, although you're asking about collectively or society, ultimately this to acquire this type of mindset is an individual thing. It's you have to look at it on an individual level. Is that what you want out of life? What do you want when you really sit down and think about what is it that I want, and what do I want look like once I get it? You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
It does, but I don't think nobody wants, and as much as I don't care how much the older generation say this, I don't think anybody wants to be working till they're 70.
Again, that if you don't want that, then what are you gonna do about it? So that's really what it is. So
means that it should be a mindset that everybody should want to inquire.
No, because some people don't mind working till they're 70. Some people don't mind saying, okay, I have to work till I'm 70 and then I'll get a retirement and then I'll be able to take care of myself like this. Some people are okay with that.
I don't think that they're okay with that. I think that they settled into that because that's what they feel like either they deserve, or that's just the hands that life dealt them. They can't do nothing about it.
So that's not true. I don't believe that. I don't believe in that's just the hand that life dealt me. So, for example, last time we talked about everybody's not afforded the same opportunities.
Right.
That is, I don't believe that. And when I believe that everybody is afforded the same opportunity. What you do with your opportunity is going to dictate where you are, right? And I looked up.
I disagree.
I looked up the words, or I asked Google or chat or whatever. Well, I think it's Google or it's AI, some type of. But I asked them, are opportunities truly limited? Like, is not everybody afforded that same thing, right? This is what AI said. And I agree 100% with this, so that's why I'm reading it. Opportunities are rarely truly limited. Like, rarely ever truly limited. But access to perception vary greatly. While some find endless possibilities through innovation and mindset, many face real barriers like social economic status, location, lack of networks, and systematic inequalities that restrict accessibility paths, even though talent exists everywhere, making some people feel stuck while others see vast potential. So that part alone, although those are there, it's about your mindset and what you see, right? Because you can have all that. I can have all that. I've always had the same social, even with my mama being entrepreneur. It was some months that we ain't had no money because they entrepreneurs. Like, that's the reality of being an entrepreneur. So, but even when I was off the 10 months, I was at a situation, I probably had less than a person that was working at McDonald's because I wasn't making anything. And so, but how I chose to see my opportunities in my life made a difference on what I was able to do.
I think that you see so narrow sometimes that you don't see out your peripheral. Because while you say you were probably making less than somebody that worked at McDonald's, your lights went off. Your water was on.
But why not, though?
Because that happens for people. That's people real life, though. Like that.
But that could have been my situation, though.
But it wasn't, because again, like I said last episode, you have made decisions along the way.
Don't we all though? What makes me different from, because I made a decision?
Right. We all do.
So listen to this. The difference is, if I chose to work a 9 to 5, or if I chose to say I'm gonna sit out and I'm gonna figure out life, I'm gonna just not do anything, there's a consequence with either or. Which consequence are you willing to take? Which one are you willing to take? Are you willing to say, okay, this job makes me unhappy. I'm paycheck to paycheck. when I'm working this job, these are the consequences from working this job, right? Or if I say, okay, well, I want to step out and do X, Y, and Z, there's also consequences with that. I could potentially not have any money this month and not be able to pay my bills like I was once before, or it's something great could happen. But there's consequences on either side. Either side of the decision, there's consequences. You just have to be okay with the consequences. That's all. The only difference that it was for me. I was okay with saying, I'm going to step out and remove myself from a job or what I know as
But it wasn't happening to you like verbatim in real life. It wasn't happening to you.
What?
Like the consequences.
It was,
It could have.
What wasn't happening to me?
It's some people that could quit their job in McDonald's or whatever, and next month they'll be homeless. You had time again, from decisions you've made, you had time to, okay, if my water go off in 2-3 months, I'm good for at least 2-3 months.
No, that's not the case though. That wasn't the case. That was literally not the case.
So your lights and your water or something went off?
My lights and my water have been off before, and I had the money to pay for it. Yes, multiple times.
Within, I'm talking about within this month that we was talking about you.
In these months, yes. Do I need to get my mom on the phone because she lived with me in Tomball and the water was off? Yes, most definitely.
Water was off because y'all, okay.
Because we didn't have the money when it said that it was disconnection time. Yes. Yes.
I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm not saying I don't believe it.
I'm just telling you that's the reality of it. Lights too, not just water, lights too. My lights have been cut off since I've been in Tomball. Yes. During that 10 months, yes. My
lights been off before too, but they were cut off on the same day or the next day because
mine wasn't. Mine wasn't.
You ain't
not
go
the
no
same.
Days without no lights.
I went more than 2 days. Yes, I did. I went more than 2 days. And that's another thing. My mentor told me, she said, Krista, people are not gonna believe when you say certain stuff because of how you make things look. And they feel like your life would never be that because of you make everything look good. And I said, okay, well maybe that's why nobody would believe that. But that was most definitely my life. That was most definitely my life. It's been times where I had to shop. As an entrepreneur, as somebody making certain money that maybe a person that was making at McDonald's wasn't making, and my lights have been off at the shop. And I had to wait to figure out how I was gonna make the money or how somebody was gonna give me an extension or how I was gonna, I ain't got the money for that. I gotta call and get a whole new light company. You know how many times I did that at the shop and didn't have the money to pay for my lights?
That was an extension of already that ain't where you needed to rest your head at night though. You had extra money to have a shop. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying, even if
you said people are allotted all the same opportunities, and where I say that where I disagree with that is some people, again, you got the mindset, you have the mental, you have the knowledge that your parents and other people have given you along the time. Mm-hmm. Some people don't even have that. Whether they have the will or
But can they get that?
The knowledge? Mm-hmm. Depending on the environment. It depends. If I only know, if all these people I know in my family, I can 10 people right here. None of them got the knowledge.
With the information that we have now, with the technology that we have now, we saying that people can't get
now. Like, we talking about people that, I'm talking about people my age that still have that mindset. People older than me.
Are they making a choice to not seek something different, or are they don't have it?
We could say that, but a lot of old people are stuck in that. I don't know. I can't speak for them, but a lot of old people are stuck in their way.
So they're making a choice to be stuck in their ways.
Not necessarily, because if they don't know,
why wouldn't? Okay, so.
If you don't know better, you don't do better.
Okay, so that's a difference from actively seeking what's better. That's what I'm saying. So you have to, if I don't know, I'm not going to sit and not know. I'm going to actively seek. And then that's another thing.
What if you didn't even know it was something to seek? What if you thought what you was doing was what you was supposed to be doing?
You have to know that it's something to seek because you see it being done. You see other people your age, younger, older, you see it. Like I actively see people that are successful, and that's how I know to succeed. I didn't know to seek something because of my own self. I knew that it had to be something because I've seen, whether I'm watching a TV, a movie, I'm walking down the street and I see somebody, whether I go to a business, I have a conversation with somebody, there's opportunity. I do believe that God provides opportunities for you to see. That's just like saying, I don't know. I asked this question before. I asked somebody, I said, What about the people? What about the people that's gonna go? That's going to live their whole life and not even know that there is a Jesus or there is a God to submit to? Is God gonna just throw them in hell because they didn't even know about Him? And they said no, because God is gonna always plant a seed for you to know Him. It's always going to be a seed plant some type of way, some way for you to know something and to know that there's more than what you're doing in your life. You cannot say that you live in this world and you're choosing to. I would say you can do it, but you're going to be held to be choosing to do that. You cannot walk down the street, even if you go to the most hood store, you see somebody having something, doing something. You have the thought, God will place a thought in your mind. Oh, they doing it. How they doing it?
Right.
Even if that's the initial thought. Not that I want to do it, but how are they doing it? It's going to be something planted. You cannot tell me that you don't have these opportunities. It's just like if you take a makeup class and you have 5 girls that come and take your makeup class. They want to be professional makeup artists. Mm-hmm. You give them all the tools. They use the same $200 to take your class. Everybody use the same $200. Right. They came to your class. They all got the same information. Then one of those girls goes off to be this successful makeup artist. Mm-hmm. They were all given that same opportunity from scratch to be in your makeup class to learn the skills that you did. What they did with their opportunity is going to differ. It's not going to be the same. You might go and sit on your hands and be like, oh, that's really not for me. That's only for other people to have millions of dollars. I'm not going to really make no money off of doing makeup. Mindset. Or you going to have somebody that's going to say, oh, I took the class. That's all I needed. Oh, now I need to go learn this. Oh, now I'm going to seek information. What else do I need to learn? If that was all I needed to do to learn how to do makeup and now I know how to do makeup, so you all are afforded the same opportunity. Y'all had the same opportunity to go to the same class. What you did with yours is up to you. So that's what I'm saying. We can all say that, oh, what you know to do when you leave there might be different. But at the end of the day, you have the opportunity. What you do with the opportunity is what it is.
I still don't agree that we all have the same starting line, because if...
I didn't say that. I didn't say we all had the same starting line.
You said we were all afforded the same opportunities.
Yes.
That mean we all could start at the same.
No, I didn't. That don't mean that. That do not mean that. It's proof that we all started different lines. We got people that grew up in a poor situation.
Okay. You did mention the access and the environment and all that.
Yeah.
Because access and environment is gonna play a huge deal about what you know or what you don't know.
Just like college. Everybody can go to college. Everybody can go to college. You have the physical means to go to college.
Right.
What you do with that once you get there with that access is up to you.
I think it's just harder thinking about that when you talking about somebody growing up.
It's not easy.
When we're not talking about like something like college or something like makeup or career. If you're talking about somebody being born, mm-hmm. what they learn from what they are born, what they started idolizing in, what kind of shows they watch, the TV, the music, whatever they use for their knowledge, what they take in. Mm-hmm. That's all a circumstance and a factor to how their mindset is and how their mindset gonna be as an adult.
So I had wrote something down and I wanted to say this. Managing your own expectation is more in your control. Managing your own expectation, what you expect out of life, is more in your control than managing your circumstances. So okay. So if you move with that and if you move with that ideology, then your circumstances are just circumstances. Yeah, they're there, but my expectation for my life, I'm going to move on those. I'm not moving on my circumstance. I'm not moving with the mindset of, oh, this is all I know. I'm moving with what is my expectation and how do I get there? And whether your expectation is to be a millionaire or if your expectation is to just be a housewife or
I get exactly what you mean. It's so much easier said than done when life beating you up.
But we not saying that it's easy.
And I'm not saying it's supposed to be easy. I'm not saying it's supposed to be, but that's a phrase that I'm using here to say that what we saying versus going out and doing it in reality. That's what I'm saying. That's the phrase that I'm using. Because I can name a bunch of niggas who expectation was supposed to be in the NFL. Mm-hmm. They worked at it. They did what it needed to be done. Life beat them up here or there. They went to college. This happened. That happened. Circumstance. Unfortunate situations. Whatever. They not there no more. So
but
now you have to manage your expectations and do something else, or lower your expectations and say, oh, well, if I can't get there, maybe I'll just get here and do a little something, but that's still not what I expected.
But along that whole path, another thing is expectations change as you doing all of that. You didn't went here, you didn't worked hard, this and that. For an example, the Russell, what is their last name? I can't remember their last name. No,
Wilson?
No, y'all don't know him. The Shepherd, Russell Shepherd. He a football player. Well, he was a football player. Mm-hmm. I know his family, and he was in the NFL. He had done all the work. He got hurt, and he ended up how that go, And so, but in that time of him being in the NFL, his dad, not his dad, one of the owners or the coaches or somebody hired in him, like somebody like that, said one thing, just planted a seed. If you ever get out of this situation, you're not playing football, set yourself up to go into waste management. Now he owns one of the largest waste management companies in Houston, or really not the world, but one of the largest waste management companies, like very wealthy, very well off. And I think too, your thing, like if you say, oh, I've been wanting to play in the NFL, this and that, a lot of times that is attached to something. So it's not attached because, it's not just I want to play in the NFL. It's because I know that the NFL offers this opportunity or it offers this type of money. So even in that, he got sent home, but he was still able to, he didn't stop and just say, oh, I hurt myself. I don't get to play in the NFL and da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to still maximize the opportunities that I do have.
Right, but that ain't the expectations I had at the beginning.
But that's what I'm saying. But did your expectations change? His did. So that's what I'm saying. Along that journey, and I think another aspect that we not putting in this is God. Because you can have an expectation for your life. I had expectations for my life. But did that align with who I truly grew to be?
And I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say the reality of it. Mm-hmm. What we say, what we want, what we allotted, opportunities allotted to us, you can work to be there. But if that's not in your plan or in your path, that's not in your plan or your path.
Well, if it's not in your plan or your path, does it matter?
That's the
reality.
It matter? Well, in your mind, you thought that was in your plan and in your path till you realize God ain't got that for you. Like that's you saying that, you making my point, proving my point, saying that even if we came from the best households and I had I'm going to be a doctor and I'm doing this. If that wasn't in my path or the expectations that God had for me in life, that's not where I'm going, whether I expected it or not.
Right, but in that same instances, you're going to have a new expectation if that's not it. If that's not it anymore, you're going to have a new expectation. You're not going to just sit on your hands. So I don't know so basically what an expectation leads you to is finding what it is that you really want to do. Sometimes you might go into something, but what I'm saying is you cannot say, oh, I have to be stuck in this job. I have to be stuck in this whatever area in my life because it's not what the expectation is. So just because that expectation didn't plan out that you had in your mind, you're going to say, oh, I'm stuck here because I don't have the same opportunities? No, that don't mean that.
A lot of people do that. I'm not saying
they
that,
do
but a
that,
lot of
but
people
they're
do that.
Choosing to do that. So he could have chosen to do the same thing. He could have chosen to do that as well. Or he could have said, somebody said something about waste management. Let me go get on Google and find out what is waste management, because that's literally how it happened. He said, I didn't even know what waste management, what did that even mean when he told me that. He said he told it to a whole group of football players. He didn't know that was for him, but he thought about that moment in time and said, let me go figure that out. Instead of saying, I suck, I didn't make the NFL team, I'm just going to sit on my mom's couch and never do anything because I don't have the opportunity. I have a broken leg. How can I play football? So like I said before, it goes back to your mindset and what you're willing to do. It can't stop it.
And for most people, it don't. It goes to, all right, well, that didn't work out, so let me get a job. Mm-hmm. And then they stay in a job. They don't say, okay, from the job, let me think about what else could align with that I could still be doing. Mm-hmm. So where I'm gonna leave YouTube is, how do we honor folks who literally can't afford to sit still, like SNAP benefits, people who literally checks was cut off for about a month when they did the government shutdown. Mm-hmm. They weren't getting no money. They some of them was sent home from work and wasn't getting paid. Some of them was still at work. But the ones that was sent home from work and not getting paid, you thought they chilled up in there? No, they got an extra job because guess what?
Some people did. I know somebody. Alex, I know somebody. He's sat at home.
And Alex probably made some good decisions ahead of that allotted for him to sit at home.
No, because at the end of the day, whether you made a good decision, if you don't have no money right now, it's based on the decision you make right now. So that's what I'm saying. You saying he made good decisions. No, he didn't have no money. Like, he didn't have no money coming in to support his family. He didn't know if he was going to have a job.
Longer than the rest of maybe his coworker didn't save the last 2 checks.
So at the end of the day, it's still a choice. It's still a choice. You have to make a choice to say whether he did. From what he was saying, it didn't sound like it. But whether it was a choice or not, whether he had it or not, whether he had the money saved up or not, that was a choice. So at some point, if you wasn't raised to do that, if you know that if I want to make this decision and I want these type of consequences could come with this decision, you have to be okay with making a choice. That's what it all boils down to. That's what I feel. I don't feel like it's like, oh, you can't do this. Yes, there's gonna be obstacles. Nobody's saying it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be way harder to
it's
just go get
a job. Be a can't. Nobody can't do nothing. But
you saying that they're not afforded the same opportunities. They can't do that. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying that they can't, but I'm saying that the reality of life, the fact that they need these whole 40 hours to pay their bills is why they can't go home. And then when they go home, they got to clean and cook up for these kids is why they can't go over here and build their makeup brand or build this business to go. Like, I'm not saying they can't. Most people don't know how to take this little bit of time and invest into this. Take that little bit of time and invest into that. Like, and again, this goes back to a little bit of good decisions every time. You've made little bitty good decisions. A lot of people don't make those little bitty good decisions over time. But that's what we're going to leave y'all at YouTube. I got some last sips for Patreon, and y'all can check those out there. Deuces.